is a coffee mug.
It's a bowl.
It's a legitimate coffee mug.
It's a soup bowl. Does it say coffee mug on the side? Because I think it's a soup bowl.
Does it have to say coffee mug?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, but I don't know where you get this. I mean, look at the size of that thing.
That is legitimate.
What a catch.
I have here the fermented beans. These have been sitting for a day and a half. And it's actually started, what it does is it kind of rots the slimy slickness off of it. And it smells like beer or wine. It's got a very yeasty smell to it. But these beans now, we'll scrub them off and they'll be ready to dry.
So it's kind of like tomato seeds.
Yeah, it's like saving tomato seeds. Feels good to me. I'm gonna towel these off first and then spread them out because it's rainy season, so we don't really get consistent sunshine. It comes and goes and rain showers, so if I can dry these a little bit before I spread them on the tray, I'll give them a little tiny bit of a head start. Now, what we're going for is the parchment stage, where we can get to the part where there's a little thin layer on each bean that needs to be crackled off. And we need to dry it first so that can happen. And hopefully we'll get enough sunshine to be able to pull that off. Now I have here a couple of these great big aluminum pans. If you don't have great big aluminum or stainless steel pans like this, you should totally have them, because once you have them, you find all kinds of things you can use them for. You can put the dish drainer over the top of them so the water doesn't go all over the counter. You can dry things in them randomly, and if they actually fit in your oven, which these do not fit in the tiny little oven that we got with this house. If they fit in your oven, you can bake a whole ton of cookies on them, or make one giant pancake.
Harvesting the coffee is just the start, because then you gotta remove all the fruit part, and then you gotta ferment all the slimy sugars away, and then you gotta hope that you got a sunny day, cause the next step requires the beans go lying in the very hot sun until they're totally drying and all the parchment layer can be removed. You gotta peel like a gangster till the beans are smooth.
We just pulled these in from outside. It looked like maybe it might start to rain, and we didn't want to risk the beans getting drenched, but already the, I don't know, husks have turned papery, and they just want to come off, and they're just kind of begging to be pulled out. I think it's one of those activities that's another one of those activities that's addictive. I don't actually know if there's an easier way. I can't remember. I contemplating hitting it with a hammer, but then David thought maybe it might just shatter the bean. I don't know if there's an easier way. But this one I don't mind doing. I could just sit down and do this.
You do it with your teeth?
Because it doesn't involve my teeth. If you look at the beans, I think they look like jade. They're green.
They're beautiful.
It's a ton of work to process your own. Yo, President Trump, call me up on the phone. You totally need to appoint me to the Department of Ag. After coffee from scratch, I'd have the job in the bag. I'm kicking it, I'm making a mess. Gonna put the homegrown all up in my French press. Brewing like my 10th cup. I can hear the color yellow, I'm getting messed up.
We've removed the parchment, or whatever you want to call it, the papery outer layer from the coffee beans, all of it. It was kind of one of those tasks where you come by and you pick at it for a while, and then you leave and go do something else, and you come back and pick at it for a while. And well, we're gonna do our best at roasting some of the beans in case we make a mistake, because we don't want to mess them all up. And we don't really know how long to do it for, or at what temperature, or anything like that. We probably should have looked that up first.
Doing research is for sissies.
We're doing our own research. We're making our own research.
We're doing science.
We're doing science. We're gonna do this for. They are sizzling. Oh, they're starting to get brown too.
We were warned on the YouTube channel about roasting them indoors.
I forgot about that.
But we don't have any curtains.
We were
get ruined,
warned. I just took them off the heat because I just really want to make sure that everything's okay here. I don't want to really burn them. I imagine people watching these videos that are coffee farmers and growers and producers and saying to themselves, no, they've done everything wrong. Every mistake they could possibly make, they're doing it. Hopefully that's not the case.
I'm going to do a version where I edit out every mistake and then I'm going to post that.
Yeah?
Yep, after I do these two, I'm going to do a version with absolutely no mistakes, where it looks like I just have this godlike power of doing something I've never ever done before and having it turn out perfectly.
Okay. So I don't have to worry.
Oh no, you're going to look like a genius.
Great.
How would you describe the aroma?
I'm not sure.
Smells like smoke to me. It's basically like smoke.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unpleasant, but it doesn't smell
It doesn't
like...
smell like roasted coffee.
doesn't smell like a coffee shop.
But it is coffee Liberica.
Right. So I just turned the temperature down because I really don't know.
I wonder if I could smoke these beans. That's actually starting to smell like coffee.
Okay.
That almost a little bit of a chocolatey coffee aroma to it. So how long has it been?
Almost 10 minutes. It's been 9 minutes.
It's looking pretty done to me.
You think so? That's
Or close.
11 minutes.
Maybe not all the way yet.
Imagine what they look like when they're out of a bag in the store.
Ground up.
Well, I mean, if you buy whole beans. Not quite it.
Yeah, I think you're right. A little longer.
A little bit like that.
I think there's a value in doing things from start to finish and getting an idea of how long it takes, and to do things not necessarily the fast mechanized way that somebody else figured out. As with splitting every single bean out of every single coffee chair, you get an idea for what it takes if you were to just go out into the jungle, discover this thing, make this thing work,
Yeah.
you know, piece by piece by piece. It's like starting a fire with matches compared to starting a fire with a bow drill. Once you have seen somebody start a fire with a bow drill and what it takes to make a bow drill, and then learn how to do friction fires, you really start to appreciate matches.
Right, and you also get an idea of the cost, why something would cost so much. Like, if you wanted to pay a whole bunch of workers to go pick a bunch of beans and do them all by hand, you got to pay all the workers.
Right.
And if you want to do it mechanically, either with a machine or an electric machine, so hand-powered machines or electric-powered machines, you've got to pay for the cost of the machine and pay for the cost of creating the machine or building the machine. So
Right.
there's all, you know, that's why.
So I thank God for capitalism, because piece by piece has been worked out and people figure out how to
Yeah.
do it the most efficient, most affordable way, and split the labor up so you can actually
Exactly.
afford coffee. If you had to do this whole thing yourself all the time, a lot of people would just quit. But you can afford a nice cup of coffee. I guess somebody figured out every step. This is great.
It's starting to smell good.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. Getting closer.
These are beautiful.
They are.
It's gorgeous.
I don't think they're quite finished yet, but they're getting there. Generally, when I'm cooking, black is not the color I'm going for. So when we first started, I was a little apprehensive. Oh no, it's turning black! And then I had to remember that's kind of the color we're looking for here. It's okay.
You don't want it to go over black. Like you
No.
don't want it to turn to carbon
No,
because then it's
definitely.
going to be terrible.
No, of course, but
You don't want to go
generally-
Starbucks black.
Generally, this is not something I would eat. You know, something that, oh, it's really starting to smell good though. Smell that.
Before anybody says, why don't you pop them in a popcorn popper? Remember that we live in
Right.
basically the middle of nowhere, and we don't have a popcorn popper. And getting a popcorn popper, it's no.
But, you know, if you want to go that route and try
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
let us know. I mean, I
Film a video and post it on the interweb, and I will send a link your way to your video of popcorn popper coffee at theinterweb.com.
I've heard of people doing them in popcorn poppers and having it. That's really smelling good now. Don't you think?
Yes,
We weren't going to have any more coffee today, but we
I
might.
think we might.
We might have to do that after these cool down a little.
Yeah. I haven't had enough yet. I've only had 3 cups. How many bowls have you had?
3. We don't have that uniformity of color here. That
It's not consistent.
it's not consistent. I could start pulling
I'd
out
say
the
they're about
darker
ready,
ones.
though. I'd probably
What do you think?
don't want to go too far.
No. You want me to just stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
If this is under roasted, our next batch we will roast longer. But if this is over roasted, then our next one will do less. See, they're still smoking.
Yeah, I think I'll pull them
It's
out
turned off, yeah.
on here so they can cool off.
Took a long time. Look at them smoke. Still got steam coming out.
They really smell good.
They really do smell good. Fantastic. I'm so glad we're starting a plantation.
Sometimes I get angry, paranoid, and mean. Don't blame me. It's just the caffeine. You think a pot of espresso is like the Twinkie defense? If I play the bean card, can I negate the offense? There's something about this plant that controls your life. Look at the bowl she swigs. It even controls my wife.
Hey.
Now we're going to reach the moment of truth. Will this taste good or will our hopes go poof?
So it's the moment of truth.
Yeah.
Now we're actually going to taste the coffee. After all that.
It smells really good, so.
Say when.
Don't do that. It's splashing all over the place. That's
You're
good.
not. We're
That's
not going
good.
to stop her.
It actually looks kind of light as you point it, maybe.
It's a little lighter. And we didn't put anything in it.
No, usually I would put milk in it or cream or something, but I want to see what it tastes like first.
Good idea. I always drink mine black, so this is the way it tastes now is the way it will always taste. But it's hot.
It is hot. Let you taste it first.
It's good. Could be a little stronger.
Okay.
A little bit more bitter than Arabica, but not unpleasant. Yeah, it doesn't really have any off flavors. It has a little bit more bitterness to it, though. Kind of a smoky middle tone, which may have to do with the roast or the beans. And the aroma is interesting. It's
I think it smells really nice.
it's nice, but it's almost woody. Maybe a little leather, maybe a little chocolate,
All of those are good smells in my book.
but a little hollow in the middle flavor. Not quite like if you've ever had a really good coffee, it's just unbelievable. This is decent coffee.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
This is decent coffee. This is not like, this is not workplace coffee with the aluminum percolator that never gets cleaned and it always tastes like somebody has been brewing like tin cans
Metal.
and socks. And no, it doesn't taste like that. It tastes good.
It does not taste like that. No.
But it does not taste like typical coffee. I wish you guys could taste it. It's interesting.
But David's right that it does taste like it's missing some depth to it.
Missing a little depth. Yeah.
But we've done this now. We could graft onto these trees, or we could plant.
Well, there's an Arabica tree that it's apparently growing somewhere at an old estate, somewhere up the mountain from me, that a friend of mine said, it's up there, the fruit is ripening, and when it ripens up, I'm going to get you some fruit so you can plant the seeds. So somewhere at an old estate, there's an old coffee tree that dates who knows how far back. That is in fruit right now and should be ripening soon. We could also take pieces of that one and graft it right onto all the little Liberica ones that we have. But we know that the Liberica themselves do not make coffee that tastes like dirt. It does not taste bad. It tastes fine. It's a decent coffee. I would drink this coffee every single day.
Yeah.
It's just a middle of the road coffee.
It's definitely better than the instant. So if we were,
100 times better than crystals.
So if we were, having to pay for instant or make our own, the quality of this, no problem.
And it's getting better as I drink it. Like the flavor is just, this is volcanic soil, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's very good. It's very good. Well, thank you for joining us for this pair of long coffee processing videos. Like I said, I am going to do a version of it that's shrunk down. You can check out my little book on how to grow your own caffeine. I'll put a little link to the booklet. It really is about how to grow it. With the processing part of it, it's the first time I've ever tried it. But as for growing coffee, I have grown tea, I have grown Yaupon holly, and I've grown some yerba mate before. So I learned all the growing part of it for growing caffeine. Now we're playing around with the how to process it and how to make it awesome. So don't think it's really a book on processing. It's more about the plants and how you grow them. Thanks for watching. Until next time, may your thumbs always be green.
Now off to the French press with you.